The Cannabis Show is for information only. Nothing contained in the show is intended to constitute professional advice for medical diagnosis or treatment. We do not claim this information to be complete or exhaustive or to be applicable to any particular individual's medical condition. You should always consult with a qualified and licensed physician or other medical care provider.
Hi, and welcome to The Cannabis Show. And on today's episode, we'll be talking about a strain of cannabis that is good for menstrual cramps. And Hart's family will join us as well as we talk about issues dealing with, well, living with medical cannabis users. Stick around.
Borneol has a boiling point of 213 degrees Celsius. That's 415 degrees Fahrenheit. Commonly found in cinnamon and thyme, this terpene displays an earthy, camphor-type smell, making it a natural insect repellent. Borneol helps eliminate odors and may assist with inflammation and pain management. This terpene would be a great addition to your next batch of topicals. Borneol has been used for years in Asia to treat cardiovascular diseases. It has been found to be an anticoagulant. Interestingly, borneol acts upon the blood-brain barrier in a somewhat similar way that myrcene does, allowing other medications to penetrate and absorb more readily. For larger amounts of borneol, look to strains like blueberry lamb's bread, MK Ultra, and dance hall.
So I'm here today with my lovely wife, Johanna, who is also a medical cannabis patient, and my two lovely kids, Rachel and Noah. And we're gonna just have a little discussion. We're gonna talk about what it's like growing up in a house where there's medical cannabis users around and where cannabis is found prevalently. So why don't you just start off by tell us a little bit about like what was it like growing up in a house where there was medical cannabis users or where there was cannabis in the house?
It's pretty, like it's all I've ever known, but like it's pretty casual and normal.
Yeah, like nothing, you never saw anything out of the ordinary or anything like that? It was all pretty on the level?
Yeah, like nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy. While we're on it, like have there been any negatives to you being, me and your mom being parents to you guys? Have you ever noticed anything where would we ever forget you at the mall one day or anything like that?
No.
Never.
No, nothing like that. So like obviously, I don't know if you talk about it with your friends, but do your friends have any issues coming over to our house or anything like that?
I have one friend who's always like, every time she comes over, she's nervous to go home because she thinks she's gonna smell like cannabis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And has her parents ever said anything to her? No, because she doesn't probably smell
Yeah,
like
she
cannabis.
doesn't.
Right. Tell us, like, have you ever felt neglected or anything like that? How's it affected your childhood? I mean, I want to know these things.
Like, how about uncomfortable to bring friends home? Has that ever been an issue?
Not for me.
Well, just when you didn't tell us when it wasn't out in the air, I was always like, what if my parents walk by with a bong and
Right.
I'm like, and my friend sees?
Right,
Yeah.
and so that made you a little uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, full disclosure, we didn't really share with our kids that we use cannabis until they were a little bit older. Looking back, I think that was probably a mistake. We should have been honest and upfront with them from day one.
I think they would say that too, right?
Yeah, well, you didn't really try and hide it.
Well, not so well, anyway.
Yeah.
We thought we were doing a good job.
I mean, what about experience, like, I think being a cannabis user actually makes me a better father and makes your mom a better mother. What do you think about that? Like,
Sure.
yeah. Well,
Yes.
explain.
Yeah.
Go a little deeper. Maybe.
Definitely, I agree. They're just much more relaxed about everything. Where I feel like most parents would in I don't know, a situation, some parents would get mad and yell, but you guys are always kind of a little bit more calm.
We kind of
and,
have
You're chill.
a different
Yeah.
approach to things where we kind of take time to sort of look at it before we react.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's
That's
also always a lot of snacks in the house, which is really nice.
But no alcohol. We don't drink alcohol.
No, never.
Yeah.
We don't have any in the house.
I've never seen you guys drunk ever.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that would be weirder.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, and that's the norm. Parents that drink.
Yeah, right. It is
But,
the norm. Most people do
feel
drink
like-
alcohol, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then kids steal their parents' alcohol. Have you guys ever tried to poach our cannabis?
No. I've had friends who are like, can you steal some? And I'm like, no.
Yeah. Okay.
It's sacred.
That would be illegal.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to say, advice for other parents or
Other kids?
or kids who may be uncomfortable about it? Or?
I don't don't know. Just be like honest about it and open.
For parents, that's what you're saying?
parents,
Like,
yeah.
okay. Well, we definitely learned from that one for sure.
Yeah.
All right, that's good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so how did we...
How do we bring it up? I mean, we'd been talking, we should have been open and honest with you guys
Well, I've known forever.
from a long time ago, and
Yeah,
we
and
didn't.
that's the thing, it was a pretty big, like, it was like the thing that is just never discussed kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like, we kind of knew that you knew, obviously, and you knew that we knew, but we just...
I think
it
we
was
were
never
waiting
broached.
for you guys to bring it up, and you were waiting for us, and
Yeah.
like, it was kind of dumb. We should have brought it up, but
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably something
Yeah.
that I've taken away from it is like be open and honest about, you know, especially medical users, right? Like this is something we're using medicinally, and kids need to understand that it's in the same regard as if you're taking an aspirin or a cough syrup or something like that, right?
Totally.
Like it's medicine. So, how do we?
So we were on a road trip.
Yeah, that's right. We were on.
yeah,
a
we were
road
heading
trip.
to Nelson, BC. And that's when we just sat down. We were in the lobby of the hotel, and I just turned to the kids and I said, "You know, we use cannabis, right?" And then you just started.
I cried.
You started crying. You were like,
Because I was
"Thank
just
you."
like so happy that it was finally out.
You're like, "I've known since I was 6, and like you should have told me,"
6.
or whatever age. you
Probably
said.
6th grade.
6th grade.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you had a different reaction to
No,
it.
I was kind of like uncomfortable at first. Like I remember like you told us, and I kind of just sat in the chair, like looked away,
It's a big thing.
just like
Yeah.
on my phone. Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I think you were kind of annoyed actually. Is that
Probably.
accurate?
Yeah, because I always used to pretend like you guys
we weren't
didn't.
great at hiding it,
Yeah,
right?
and I always used to kind of like make up excuses in my head for you guys and
Mm-hmm.
be like, oh, like whatever, they're just doing this, like.
Yeah.
But then it was just out there.
Yeah. So yeah.
And our lives got so much better once it was out there. I feel like for
Yeah.
Dad and I for
Yeah,
sure.
I didn't
We
feel
weren't
like
like
we were hiding
pretending
anything.
to take out the garbage and stuff
Yeah,
anymore.
that's right. Yeah, it was good. It did open up our. I think it made us stronger in that regard. Our relationship stronger.
Yeah, an open conversation.
Yeah, it was good.
And then you wrote a project for it in school. in
Yeah, I
grade 8.
did.
Oh,
For
yeah,
a
that's right.
debate.
About legalization.
Yeah.
That's right. And you took the.
I won that debate. Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice.
So, do you think that having cannabis around you and having it in the house has made you want to seek it out a little bit more? That it's more available?
No.
Or try it, or
It's almost like the opposite because like since my parents, like you guys do it and it's always just like been around for me, I'm almost, it's like,
right? It's not. It
It's-
seems normal to you. So
yeah,
you're
it's not like a cool thing.
Right. I got you.
We've taken out the cool factor.
Yeah, yeah.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
All right, it's okay. All right, well, thank you guys for coming down. I totally appreciate you coming on camera and sharing your thoughts, and thank you, Joe, for joining us. This is great. Thank you.
You may be familiar with vaping in terms of e-cigarettes or vaping oils, and maybe this form of vaping has discouraged the possibility of considering vaping your medical cannabis. Be aware that when we talk about medical cannabis and vaping, we're talking about the dry herb vaporizer. The benefits of this route are quick effects, no combustion, so it's non-carcinogenic, and you're able to use your after vape product that you've saved up in a jar to make butters or oils, or simply sprinkle it on your cereal. It still has about 30% of the medication left in it.
Do you have a topic you want to see on the Cannabis Show? We want to hear from you. Please email your topic suggestions to thecannabiссhow@naturalhealthservices.ca. Looking for a nice and light daytime high? Then Cali Mist could be for you. A cross between two dominant sativas, Cali Mist was created in the 1990s and is a favorite among growers. Women tend to really take to this strain, as it is known to provide relief from menstrual cramps. The effects of Cali Mist are that of nice and light, as this strain is known for the uplifting, energetic feel one would expect out of a sativa. It's been reported that Cali Mist can give an almost psychedelic feel as well. Winner of the Cannabis Cup in 1995 and other awards since then, Cali Mist remains a favorite today.
Cali Mist, she's the queen of sativas.
Oh yeah, this is one of my all-time personal favorite medicine, man. Like, there's something to her that's just amazing. I don't know what it is. Nobody really knows the genetics, the makeup of this strain. Really, it's an F1 pheno, so it's really super sativa, right? But I don't know. It's got this like effervescence to it after you exhale. And those that have had it before will know what I'm talking about. It almost has like, it's like a pop or soda. It's like it's got like I don't know, bubbles or
A
something.
little refreshing you.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but it's amazing, and I mean, way better than a cup of coffee.
Yeah, and speaking of a cup of coffee, this could be like a daily user, like your cup of coffee. You know, like this is a great. It's a great way to set you up through the day without being too heavy.
Yeah, and it's great for focus. Like it'll really you get things done.
Go to work with that thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't get much better.
Yeah, Cali Mist.
You can ask us anything on the Cannabis Show, and today's question comes from Jane. Can I grow my own cannabis? Is it easy to do? We got Hart and Basil. What do you guys got to say to that?
Yeah, great question. You certainly can grow your own cannabis. Under the ACMPR, it allows you to actually send in an application form so that you can actually grow your own cannabis with that medical document, and we can support that here at Natural Health Services. In terms of ease of use, well, that's kind of subjective. Growing cannabis is not easy. It's not calling it a weed is probably like the worst thing you could do. It's not just something you put in the ground and let it grow. That it takes a lot of time and care and effort. A lot of TLC as well when you're growing your cannabis.
Yeah, and another thing I want to add in there too is that Health Canada has recently made it known that they've added a bunch of people to that team to accept applications quicker. So, you know, those people who've been sitting and waiting for months and months and months, they might see some certifications coming out here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also to get those forms, you can go right to our website, naturalhealthservices.ca, link on that. And you guys actually, or the Bud Geniuses, will actually assist them with them.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we ask is that you make an appointment. It's a special appointment called an ACMPR appointment, and you can book that the same way you would do it with a doctor. And basically, we ask you to come in with all that paperwork filled out, and all that information is on the website.
Yeah, and you guys help fill it out, send it in, so it's all done properly. That's awesome. If you got a question for us on The Cannabis Show, you can email it, thecannabisshow@naturalhealthservices.ca.